Okay, we're rolling.
Okay. So I was telling you about, I don't know what the fluff is that's in the trees this time of year, but it comes down as like dandelion. It's like the fluff that comes off of dandelions. We're guessing maybe it's a cottonwood tree. I'm not sure if that's what it's called.
I saw some the other day and it like filled somebody's driveway almost completely.
Yeah, it's like really white. It almost looks like snow. It's like a massive amount of dandelion fluff that comes off of a certain type of tree. But I was telling you that when we were young, in the pines, which is the woods, the bike trails down the street from my house, my friend Levon and I had discovered that that stuff was flammable. And so you would take like a lighter and it would be blanketing the forest floor, and you just hold the lighter down to the forest floor and it'd be like, you know, a little puff of fire, and then it would start spreading out because it would be, you know, it would be blanketing the forest floor, and it would just be this little thin ring of fire that would just get wider and wider.
Oh, crap.
And the inside of the ring, there'd be nothing left. There'd just be maybe rocks and some wood, because the wood wouldn't catch on fire because it's just this very light flammable. So it'd just kind of be like burning off the patina, and this ring of fire would just grow further and further out, and it would get wider and wider because it would kind of pick up steam as it went out. And so we called it walking fire. And we were like, this is fucking awesome, man, walking fire, you know? We do a little spot over here, and then we stomp it out. You know, you go and stomp out the ring.
Right.
And then you go over to somewhere else, because it was this area where it was kind of open, and there weren't a lot of trees around, and we were doing little walking fires, you know? And so invariably we saw it as a challenge to let the ring get larger and larger as you know, we would test the limits to see how big we could get the ring, and then we go out and we'd stomp it out, you know. And so we did that maybe like 5 or 6 times, and each time we got bigger. Like the biggest ring that we had gotten was like maybe like 12 feet across, you know,
oh God,
either end. Like a big 12-foot circumference ring, or diameter ring. And so then we did another one, and we're gonna let it get bigger, you know. And so we got it maybe out to like 16 or 18 feet or something, and we started going to stomp it. But this time the flames had gotten to be like 4 or 5 feet tall, and we were trying to stomp around in the fire to put it out, and it was not going out because it was too big. The flames were too big. And so my buddy who was there with me, Levon, he was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. You know, like we're gonna get in trouble for this big fire. And I was just like, dude, you can't leave, man. Because if we leave this whole, you know, it was a stretch of woods that was probably at least like 500 acres or something, you know.
oh my God,
And
that's amazing.
You've been there. What do you think? It's probably like,
It's huge.
it's big.
Yeah.
And I don't see that it would have stopped if we had, like, you know, let it.
So you just kept stomping until it was done?
So I was like, we gotta stay, man. And so we just jumped into these fires. We jumped into these flames that were like 6, 7 feet tall.
Holy crap.
And just stomped it all out.
That's awesome.
So we finally ended up putting out what would have become a forest fire just by like stomping. I think he might have had a denim coat, and we were like flapping that on top of it.
She must have smelled like smoke.